Christian Audio presents Making All Things New, Restoring Joy to the Sexually Broken by David Powlison, narrated by Runnette. To Nan. Introduction. A vibrant quilt has adorned a wall in our home for many years. The artist took bright swatches of fabric and cut hundreds of tiny squares and triangles. She created a lattice pattern through which you gaze into a luminous, iridescent garden. I view her quilt as an invitation to pause and catch a glimpse into a paradise. The lattice work encloses, protects, provides structure, and reveals wonders. The garden within creates an impression of flower and color, air and light, life and pleasure. It gives a small picture of our God's two great works, the goodness of His creation and the goodness of His salvation. Both creation and salvation embrace human sexuality. Sex is an elemental good in God's fruitful work in creation. Our sexuality is a renewed good by His fruitful working in salvation. Imagine sexuality transformed into a garden of wise love, safety, wisdom, self-control, and delight. Imagine growing up within the protection of the lattice. Children are protected from the stains of betrayal, molestation, and assault. Sons and daughters are not defiled and sexualized by exposure to lewd humor and to suggestive or pornographic images. The sexually immature are cared for. Imagine the dignity of sexual restraint as the first lesson of budding adulthood. We enter sexual maturity as singles, not marrieds. Friends, brothers, sisters, children, parents, and strangers are never meant to become objects of sexualized attention. Every willing learner must learn, and often relearn, broad-spectrum self-control as a core expression of love. And those who eventually marry will find that there are seasons where sexual restraint is the form love takes. Imagine sexual desire, freed and focused within the union of husband and wife. There is love, pleasure, and beauty in sexual expression during those seasons when it is a core facet of marital fidelity and love. Our sexuality was designed to be a willing servant of love. It becomes distorted by our willfulness or our fear. It is being remade into a willing servant of love. Love makes sexuality like a laser beam, its power under control, its intensity focused, nothing wasted or promiscuously scattered. God began a comprehensive good work in you. He will complete what He has begun. Wrongs are made right, and to quote Julian of Norwich, all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. You will flourish in a garden of safety and joy. How can this ever be? We become so stained with lewd desire and our own transgressions, and the transgressions of others so darken us with hurt and fear. How can all wrongs be made right? Jesus, the merciful, steadily intervenes. To the indulgent He brings forgiveness, covering perverse pleasures with new innocence. To the frightened He brings refuge, the name that calms our fears and bids our sorrows cease. There is pleasure and protection in Christ, God's inexpressible gift. Sexuality becomes wise, and wisdom is that gift of God to which nothing else you desire can compare. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 13 through 15. The lovely quilt is an object lesson in creation and recreation. Needing a contrasting object lesson, I stopped in to talk with my auto mechanic. He fished a greasy rag from the trash bin at the back of his garage and handed it to me. Unnamable filth had soaked through that scrap of fabric, ground in oily dirt. If your hands are clean, you don't really feel like touching such a sordid rag. If you must handle such an object, you pick it up by one corner between thumb and forefinger, holding it out away from you at arm's length. The filthy rag gives us a second, all too familiar picture.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?